Hello, hello. We are making menudo today. So I got my big pot. I've already diced one large onion and smashed a whole head of garlic. So it's about 5 to 6 cloves of garlic and one onion dice. Here is the honeycomb. So there's the honeycomb. I always get it as whole as I could, so it's a big old hole. And then here's some tripe. Tripe doesn't have the little honeycomb stuff on there. Boil it whole. So cover it with water in a pot and boil it. Once it comes up to a boil, boil for like 5 minutes with a little salt in the water. And then drain it and then cool it. And then it's going to be really easy to cut. Plus, if you look at it, it's even falling apart right now. So I'm just going to do cut size, little cut size. Let's see, bite size, I mean. Let's switch this around. There it goes, yay! So we're going to cut. It's going to shrink when you boil it. So you want like pieces this big maybe? Ooh, that looks funny. Pieces this big. So we're going to cut those all and put them in the pot. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I forgot to tell you that this is about 4 pounds of honeycomb tripe and 2 pounds of the regular tripe. So 6 pounds total. I'm going to put the seasoning in, no fire on yet. So all there is onions, garlic, and the honeycomb and regular tripe that I boiled whole for 5 minutes. Whole boiled and then drained and then just cut. Makes it easier to cut and easier to clean that way. Alright, so first we're going to do about a nice probably tablespoon or a little bit less than a tablespoon of salt. And have our black pepper. A couple of pinches. We have oregano, cumin, so a couple pinches of those. The whole garlic will pretty much disintegrate and go into the menudo because we're gonna boil this super low overnight for about 8 to 10 hours. So this adds, the broth becomes really rich, and you'll see why. I'm actually going to add something right now that is not traditional to menudo, and that's pig's feet. So we got 1 pig feet and then 2 pig feet. So I leave them whole. And the bones and the skin and the fat from the pig is going to make that broth really rich. I take them out at the end, and I'll take some of the meat off of it and put it in there as well. So next we have is water. So it's going to be about 1 gallon of water. Once I put the water in, that's about half a gallon. Once I put the water in, I'm going to turn on super high. So high for the beginning. We're going to bring this to a boil. It's cold water always. Cold water always. You always want to cook any stock or any soup starting with cold water. Okay. So it's just about covered. I'm going to put a little bit more. So it might be like 1.5 gallons of water. I'll put the recipe in the description. Okay. That's good. So all their seasoning. So seasoning, the meat, tripe, the pig foot, onion, garlic, and then it's a semi-home cook. Semi-home cook because I use Las Palmas, and I'm going to use El Pato today to add a little more spice to it since this enchilada sauce, red and green, are both mild or medium. So I'm going to do the pato, which is spicy. So 1 can of each will go in. I I used to put these towards the halfway of cooking, but I found that if you do it now, you will get the meat flavored more with the chili sauce. This one's crying right now because I'm cooking all this chicken too with mole for my family because tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So now the green sauce. And once I put all the green sauce, I'm going to add the pato. That spice. I'm going to wait for it to come to a boil, and then I'm going to lower it to really low. And then we will start skimming the fat off the top, but this is going to go overnight. So I'll let you see it once it starts boiling. Okay, it's just starting to boil. So you see we got some boiling action there. All that foam on top is all impurities from like the tripe and the pig's feet and the bones. So you kind of skim it off. Get a ladle and you kind of push the ladle down. You're not really scraping, you're just pushing down and moving it around. So again, I said this is going to go overnight, about 8 to 10 hours. So it's 10 o'clock at night right now. I'll probably set up an alarm to wake up around 5 to check on it. Do some more skimming. I'm not going to lie, when I first started doing this, I used to set my alarm and wake up every 2 hours and skim it. But I'm getting lazy. And now, like I said, in the morning I'll just skim it. There'll just be more to skim in the morning. So this is it. Like I said, I'm going to lower it to a light bubble. Make sure the bubbles are in the center. I'm going to put it, oh, it smells good. I'll put a little lower. A little bit lower. I want to see bubbles. Really light bubbles. I'm going to grab the lid. Let's put the lid off a little bit so the steam can still come off. So it can evaporate. Alright, see you guys in the morning. Good night, kitchen. Enjoy a montage of my baby girl kiddo, or otherwise known as Boo Boo, running back and forth while I was waiting for the water to boil. She really wanted that chicken off the stove. Good night. Out of the kitchen, kiddo. Out. Go back upstairs with Daddy. Okay, good morning. It is 6:30. Slept in another hour. My alarm clock went off at 5:30, but I was tired. Okay, so this is the menudo. You can see it has a nice thick skin on top. Just moved it. So all the fat, all the grease and impurities that I said will be on top. So I'm going to sit here probably for about a good 2 minutes and skim the top. And then I'm going to add the hominy. I will taste it once I'm done skimming. I'll taste it for salt, taste it for spice, taste it for the other seasonings. And that will determine how much water from the hominy can, which is not the brand I usually do, but it was on sale and everything was pretty much out of stock. So but it depends. If it's too salty or too spicy, I will add some of the liquid, the water that's in the hominy can. If not, I'll drain it all. Try not to get too much of the broth because that's some good stuff right there. Okay. So I'll see you back in a little bit for the hominy. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let's see real fast. There's that foot. You can see all the bones came out of it, so I'll end up taking this out too, put it in a bowl, let it cool so I can pull the meat off from it. Okay, see you in a little bit. Okay, the hominy's in. You can see the hominy in there. And I wanted to point out too that the meat, you know, is no longer white. It's a brownish color. Super tender. I added one can of the 6 pounds, 12 ounces can. It's pretty spicy, and the salt's just right, just a little over, not too much. So I went ahead and added the hominy with about 2/3 of the water. I drained about 2/3 of the water. So I put about 1/3 of the water from the can in there. So I'll bring it back to a boil. While I'm waiting for the foot to cool off, so I can take the meat off and add it back to the menudo. But this is pretty much it. Bring it back to a boil. Let it simmer again. Bring it back down. Let it simmer for like another 30 minutes or so after, or 45 minutes after I add the pig's feet. And that's it. And then you're going to serve it with some corn tortillas with butter on it. A lot of my family likes doing raw onions diced on top. I just do a little bit more oregano and a lot of lime juice. Lime juice kind of balances that spiciness of it. But this is it, guys. Menudo. A long process, but not that hard. Just need time and patience. And I slept through most of it. Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. See you all soon. Bye.